starting tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs on other nations. It's been a long time since we even thought of that. But we will charge them approximately half of what they are and have been charging us, so...
They called it a trade war, but no one told us where the final battle will be fought. While Americans argue about tariffs and China celebrates a new economic golden age, the shadow conflict has erupted for the world's most precious resources. And the battleground, not Washington, not Beijing, but here. An ancient Swahili proverb warns, when elephants battle, the grass gets trampled. But what happens when the elephants aren't just fighting over grass, but the trillion-dollar mineral resources beneath the grass? That's the secret no one is talking about until today. Imagine you are shopping for groceries when you notice prices have jumped again. Your neighbor just lost her job at the factory. And that new car you wanted? Now $4,000 more expensive. Welcome to America under history's most aggressive tariff campaign. Trump's universal 10% tax on imports skyrocketing to 145% on Chinese goods. But here is what nobody is telling you. We have seen this movie and it doesn't end well. In 1930, President Hoover signed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, raising import taxes to nearly 60%. Despite warnings from 1,000 economists, he believed it was going to save American jobs. Instead, it triggered a global trade war that deepened the Great Depression. Jobs vanished, markets collapsed, and the world descended into economic chaos. You know what? The tariffs of today are even much more higher. And the result? The average American family is now paying an extra $5,000 per year, a lifetime cost of $22,000. This isn't speculation, it is happening as we speak. But did anyone expect China to simply surrender to American pressure? Or has Trump's gamble accidentally triggered something much more dangerous? The answer lies in China's unexpected response, one that's transforming the global economy in ways that will shock you. While policy experts debated tariffs, China launched a three-part counterattack, so brilliant it is rewriting the rules of economic warfare. First move, matching fire with fire. When Trump imposed 145% tariff, China hit back with 125% on American goods, targeting farmers and manufacturers in the US. Suddenly, soybean farmers and factory workers were losing their livelihoods. Second move, they checkmate. China banned exports of 7 critical rare earth minerals to the United States. Why does this matter? Because these minerals power everything from your smartphone to F-35 jet fighters and missile guidance systems. China controls 90% of global processing. Without them, America's military and tech sectors are paralyzed. But China's true genius came in the third move: psychological warfare. They stopped prosecuting counterfeiters making luxury brand knockoffs, offered visa-free entry to tourists from 38 countries, gave foreign shoppers instant 13% cashback on purchases, and exposed how Western brands buy products for $20 and sell them for $3,000. Trump builds walls while China opens doors. In one masterful sequence, Beijing transformed from trade villain to consumer champion. How do you counter your opponent who turns your own weapons against you? While Washington focused on pushing China, Beijing was busy creating a new economic order, one where America might no longer be at the center. But neither superpower anticipated where this conflict would ultimately lead: to the resource-rich heart of Africa, where a dangerous new game has begun. up from China's rare earth minerals, the United States face a crisis. Its military, tech firms, and green energy sector all needed these critical resources. That's when all eyes turned here. The Democratic Republic of Congo, home to 70% of global cobalt reserves, plus vast deposits of lithium, copper, and uranium. The ultimate prize in a resource-hungry world. But here's what CNN isn't reporting. China was already there. They control 15 of Congo's 19 cobalt mines after investing $7.9 billion in African mining projects since 2023. America needed a new strategy and fast. Enter what insiders call minerals for security deal. Suddenly, the US is offering Congo military training, surveillance technology, and intelligence support to fight rebels. All in exchange for what? Mining rights. The US demands Rwanda to withdraw its troops and stop supporting M23 rebels who control mineral-rich territories in Congo. Coincidence? Or are we witnessing the trade war's transformation into a shadow conflict for Africa's resources? Rwanda faces enormous pressure, economic sanctions, aid cuts, diplomatic isolation, all while sitting on the precarious economy that relies heavily on mineral exports, many of which originate from Congo. Is this about protecting Congolese civilians or securing the minerals America needs to counter China? The battle lines of the 21st century are being drawn not on ideological maps but on geographical surveys. Does this really mean that world powers can stop chaos in different parts of the world only if they have a particular interest? Where are our human values? Does it mean that Russia, China, all the superpowers, the EU, if they really decide to stop the war in Congo, does it mean that that war in Congo can stop? Why must powers only go to stop wars only when they find their interest and not the protection of human beings? Meanwhile, back home, a shocking revelation awaits Trump's supporters who chaired the tariffs during Trump's campaign, one that's turning allies into critics overnight. There is this growing number of Trump supporters that are losing their businesses. Now, one of them made a video and posted on social media, and when he posted that video, he had so many comments. I'm going to play that video. Now I want you to listen to that video right to the end. After that video ends, we're going to see some reactions that came in from the comment section.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is.
So his comment section was flooded with comments like, "This is what you voted for, MAGA. Deal with it. You wanted this so badly when we want you. Deal with it." After reading the comments, the guy got upset. So he decided to make a video to respond to a particular comment. Watch it.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture in America. So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is up. It really is. It shouldn't matter. Anyone that enters my life, I'm going to judge you of who you are, how you are as a human being. Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you sincere? That's how I judge you, not who you voted for. I've got far left-leaning friends. I got far right-leaning friends. It doesn't matter to me. I like you based on who you are. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's f***ed up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are f***ed up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
So the individual who posted that comment made a response video, doubling down on her comment. Watch.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for replying to my comment. And then I'd like to thank everybody else who commented on that comment chain in favor of what I was saying. So you're telling all of us that you voted for a man twice that said he was going to do this, that we all warned you was going to happen, but yet you still did it. Now, why would you do that? I mean, we see this all the time. People like you vote for a man that is purposely going to hurt so many other communities, but as long as it doesn't affect you, you're okay. But the moment that it affects you, that's the only time you care. You voted for a man who assaulted women and made jokes about it. You voted for a man that has decades-long racism and bigotry, and yet you still voted for him. And now you're crying because it's affecting you personally. And yes, that's why I love this for you, because you should feel the same exact way that everybody else did, because your vote was meant to hurt other communities. Your vote meant, I don't care if other people suffer as long as I do well, but now you're not doing well. And so we could all return that energy and revel in that fact.
Boom. You get it? That's exactly what's going on. One other person wrote that I never knew racism could be so expensive. These words from a former Trump voter in Michigan captured the painful awakening sweeping across America. This is the cruel reality of today's trade war. The very communities that supported Trump's tariffs are the ones that are hit hardest by them. In counties that voted overwhelmingly for Trump, nearly 8 million jobs are now at risk from retaliatory tariffs. While minorities and Democrats won, these tariffs would backfire. Many dismissed their concerns. After all, the initial targets, immigrants, foreign competitors, global agreements, seemed distant from everyday American life. And now the pain has come home. Car prices are up $4,000 to $10,000. Appliance costs surging 34%. Grocery bills climbing monthly. No family escapes these costs. What if Americans would have listened to those who warned that economic nationalism would hurt all Americans and not just the others? What if we had understood that in a connected world, the suffering of some inevitably becomes the suffering of all? But as American families struggle and Chinese strategy unfolds, Africans face an even more consequential choice, one that could shape global power and dynamics for generations. We are witnessing nothing less than the birth of a new world order, with Africa as its pivotal battleground. For China, the strategy is clear. Secure resources, build infrastructure, create economic dependency. They have perfected this model across the continent. Roads, railways, and ports in exchange for minerals and influence. For America, playing catch-up means leveraging military power, offering security in a region plagued by conflict, but always with strings attached. An East African proverb once: a visitor is a guest for 2 days. On the third day, give them a hole. The question for African leaders is whether these superpowers are guests bringing opportunity or simply new colonial powers in disguise. Congo stands at a crossroads. Its minerals could fuel either Chinese dominance or American resurgence. What if African nations leverage this competition to build their own processing facilities? their own technology sectors, their own futures. This isn't about tariffs anymore. It's about who will control the resources that power our digital world, our green transition, our military security. And while superpowers fight, the true victors might be those who have been underestimated all along. The Smoot-Hawley tariff didn't save American jobs. They destroyed them. Today, tariffs haven't weakened China. They have accelerated its global influence while putting America on the defensive. A policy designed to make America great again has instead hastened the very power shift it sought to prevent. So who is really winning these trade wars? Is it China with its rare earth monopoly and the new consumer-friendly image? Is it African nations suddenly courted by desperate superpowers? Or could the real winners be those leaders, American, Chinese, or African, who recognize that sustainable prosperity comes through cooperation, not conflict? What began as a simple tariff has exposed the fragility of global supply chains, the interconnectedness of our economies, and the dangerous illusion that any nation can win by making others lose. This isn't just geopolitics, it's a future. The prices you pay, the technologies you use, the planets your children will inherit. So, I want to hear from you. Has this trade war affected your life? Should Africa leverage this to build its own power? Or are we just pawns in a game controlled by forces beyond our understanding? I'm Asongwe Luis for the Strategic Lens. And remember, what always begins as an economic policy often ends as a struggle for the future of humanity itself. Thank you.